Are you serious?
There's plenty of ways to kill an hour out there. Right now, you're killing one with me, Marcus Bronzy. Little series of bonus episodes we're giving you, just a little taster ways to kill an hour before we get stuck into some real big and fun ways we've been getting out there and killing some time to tell you about. I'll tell you what, the episode before this, I told you about quite a useful but plain app. The episode before that was quite a fun app, so I felt like, I don't know, one app's a bit too much, like too little to tell you about it. You know what I mean? I could do a little bit better than that. So here's a couple of things that I found that are pretty cool. Shall I go for fun first or sensible first? Let's get sensible out of the way. All right, sensible. There's an app called Trello out there, and it's way more than just an app. You can access it on your computer. You can access it on just a browser. And basically, what Trello is designed for is to give you focus across your projects at work and home. Now, it's very easy. I'm just going to say this now. For me, one of the hardest things about balancing work, projects, and things I need to do at home is the fact, for one, is they get combined. Like, I realized I don't like messaging on text or WhatsApp about how to kill an hour, for example. I'd rather keep it in emails, because if you start talking about work in WhatsApp, then I can talk about work all the time, because I'm always looking at WhatsApp, because it's constantly, there's groups and stuff going on all the time. But if I keep it to email, I make sure that I'm always focused on my emails. But then emails aren't always the easiest way of keeping track of things, if things change, if people move stuff around. So Trello's a combination of email and messaging. It's kind of like a massive post-it board, actually. So you can post stuff on there. In fact, they're called cards and boards anyway. So you get a board which represents a project. For example, how to kill an hour. You can invite people to it. It's all free, by the way. There's a free version, a premium version, I believe. Invite people to that board. They can post cards, which are pictures. They can put in information. You can leave each other messages, which are specifically designed to go to people. You can have tick boxes, stickers on certain things. And it really helps to clarify what you need to do with a project. And the fact that it comes as an app for your smartphone as well, it means, for example, if we're talking about how to kill an hour, me and producer Bill or another presenter, we can talk about it on Trello. And there's a list of information on Trello that we can access, look back at, see who's seen what. People can tick off stuff that they've done, access, looked at. It makes it well more easier to sort of keep track of things. I know there's other things like Slack out there, and I've tried Slack before. It didn't really stick in a different work environment with some people that are based in a different part of the UK with me. It didn't really pick up. But Trello, I've noticed quite a few people are using, and the great thing is about Trello is if you've got a project with two people that you're working on, let's say it's a podcast, and then you've got another project that you're working on which has nothing to do with those first two people. It's like, for example, a art installation, a pop-up shop. You can have both of those things and look at those and input on both of those, and there's no confusion and mixture like between both of those, and both of the projects are separate. It's really, really good. So that's Trello. Free app, get it on your smartphone. You can access it in your browser. I mean, it does. I'm very new to it. So there's so much more than just creating the boards to organize stuff, inviting your co-workers, adding checklists and assigning tasks to people. There's so much more it can do. It looks really, really powerful. And the great thing is, after you sign up, they do send you emails which give you information on how to use it. They're not spammy. And yeah, it's great, man. And it's super optimized for like the iPad Pro and stuff. So if you really want to get involved with your iPad, then it works well for you. I like it, Trello. Very, very simple. It organizes your shit for you. All right. And simple. Organize your work shit. That should be a strapline. Now, a little bit of fun. If you're out and about like me, I like to exercise a little bit. Not too much running, more a stroll and a walk, because I don't want to be like a lot of my friends and have terrible joints. Anyway, when I'm out and about, I'm always like, what's that? What's that? Who's there? What's this place called? What's it close to? That poster over there is promoting a concert about some band, but how's their song go again? Blippar's this kind of app which teaches you to do blipping, okay? Which means you can blip anywhere you are. What is blipping, Marcus? Well, blipping is when you point the app, which uses your camera, when you point your camera on your phone at stuff. And when I say stuff, it sounds like I mean anything. Kind of because it works with absolutely anything. That's right. You point the Blippar app when it's open at the floor when you're walking down the street and it will say stone, tiles, urban, curb. You point it at a church that's in your area, it will notice that it's a church. You point it at a poster of a Boys in the Hood. There was an event on in my area which had basically a Boys in the Hood theme. And I pointed it at the poster and it had like 3 of the characters from Boys in the Hood. And it was like, oh, Boys in the Hood, a film from 1991 with Lawrence Fishburne. It gives you all the information you need. Not only that, it is integrating augmented reality into it. So, the possibilities are endless. So not only does it identify where you are, what you're looking at, landmarks if you're in specific places. With augmented reality, it will be able to show you extra information about things and also show you about the history of places, which is a really great. So for example, if I pointed it at a certain area, like a church in my area, it might be able to pick up a photograph of it from the past and show it to you. It's awesome. I mean, there's a commercial use to it as well. Like, you point it at a packet of cornflakes and it will bring up an advert for cornflakes, or it might even let you know where you can buy them from. That's pretty good as well, actually, I suppose. If you're at your friend's house and they got like a product that you're like, oh, this tastes good. Like, let me take a picture of it, or let me blip it, and it will tell you where you can get it. So yeah, it's got commercial use as well, but I'm just kind of loving using it walking around central London sometimes, because that's where I'm from, and most of the How to Kill an Hour posse's from London. I like to point it at stuff like Regent's Park, like what the fuck does that fountain mean, Blippar? And it tells me. I've also seen people using Blippar cards that it looks like they've printed off to mess around with augmented reality. I don't know why you do that, but I kind of like the sound of pointing Blippar at real life things and feeling the augmented reality vibe from it. The great thing about it as well is this is learning every single day, the Blippar app. It learns because so many people are using it, so it gets cleverer and cleverer. And it's got to a point now I literally can point it at, literally point at your hand and it will start telling you about what the hand is and what it does. Will it be using facial recognition in the future? Who knows? Quick drawback about it. Because it's so active, it does drain the battery. My bright battery didn't last very long. Location services on, rinsing data because it's constantly going, what's that? Kind of like a kid. What's that? But other than that, I really, really like it. Blippar. Yeah, links to this will be in the show description, as with all the other apps that I've spoken about in the last few bonus episodes. So there you go. 2 different ways to kill some time, 2 different apps. One quite plain and serious, Trello. The other one, good if you've got your inquisitive mind on, Blippar. I've been Marcus Bronzy, back with another way to kill an hour very soon.